Massive day for the unemployed. We just got a new bombshell amount of information about Yesquad and Santa Cruz. So essentially, Santa Cruz is the guy who's super locked in. He's essentially well known on TikTok for pushing supplements that are good for you and also working out. Now, he is very closely associated with Yesquad. And if you don't know who Yesquad is, they're the guys around the vexbolts mass unfollowing. They've been blowing up recently. Now, it appears their relationship was really good up until Santa Cruz decided to drop a video. Now, some context for this video, Santa Cruz does something called the locked in challenge. This is where people head over to his compound, people work out, people get right, people get mentally right, people do well. And essentially, this locked in challenge is like a massive event for him. In fact, it's so popular that he gets many influencers to come over and get locked in. Now, what was essentially supposed to happen is that he was supposed to get Yesquad on locked in and they agreed prior. However, they ran into a bunch of trouble. Take a look at this clip.
Guys, breaking news. The Yesquad has just told me they're not going to show up for the locked in challenge. I put in a lot of effort into this next one. I've rented an extremely expensive house. They told me that they would be here.
Yeah, so he starts with this video by saying that Yesquad is not going to show up for the locked in challenge. I actually feel really bad hearing this because he spent a ton of money on this. And I could understand he was probably really excited for the whole of Yesquad to show up and do this.
And then the whole thing with vexbolts blew up and things changed. You know what I mean? Oh, now we need money to show up and film with you. All this, bro, I'm kind of in all honesty.
So interesting, next he explains that because of the vexbolt mass unfollowing, they are now unable to go hang out with him for free. Now, if you don't know the context between Santa Cruz and Yesquad, Santa Cruz was hanging out with them before they even blew up for real. I mean, he'd later explain in other videos that he was actually the one that used to pay for them even when people were hating on Yesquad. And people used to hate on Yesquad, say vexbolts was unfunny, claim that he shouldn't be hanging out with these guys. The whole time, Santa Cruz was actually just looking out for them. He'd be the one paying for the mansions. He'd be the one paying for them to get locked in. Now he's claiming that they are requesting payment to hang out with him. Now, I will preface this, he doesn't actually have a problem with the majority of Yesquad. It's just the leader he wants to talk to, who's Sloth.
Is because I want to have fans come, and now I only have 2 days to plan this. So if you are a fan local, so you got to be in LA, you got to be in San Diego, because that's where this house is, and you want to come out to the Santa Cruz compound and lock in, make your case below, start genuinely tagging me in videos. I'm sorry, I know I've seen the videos before. Yeah,
so then Santa Cruz makes a call out saying that he needs fans to come over and get locked in. Now, honestly, I do think maybe this is kind of the best way to do this because the fans are always going to show up. They're always going to want to take part. Whereas if you do it with an influencer, their schedules are pretty packed. And I'm not going to lie, seeing the amount of content that Yesquad pumps out, I'm guessing they have a crazy schedule. Although one thing Santa Cruz does go on to mention is that they barely gave him any notice for it.
But we had this whole plan, the Yesquad, oh, they're all going to come out. It's going to be fun. But they view it differently. They literally said that, oh, we're going to go to the bot house instead. So that's genuinely where we are at. I thought these dudes were my homies, honestly. You know, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, so Santa Cruz is honestly really offended by this. They have decided to go to the BOP house, if you know what that is. Yeah, it's low-key kind of tragic. I mean, if you're a fan and you're in the LA or San Diego area, he does say 2 days. So by the time you've seen this video, you probably won't be able to do it. But it's very interesting to see he's offering the spaces to fans now.
I don't get it. But they don't want to come lock in. They don't want to hang out. So
like, this is kind of crazy. This guy has been in the law for so long. And if you have been following the brain rot law, this guy is basically one of the first people who put vexbolts in the spotlight. So then Santa Cruz would upload a follow-up video. Essentially, he talks about how the fact he had everything set up, including these other huge influencers. And as he mentions, Cookie King and Dylan Latham. And you know, he was saying after the vexbolts mass unfollowing blow up, they went ghost on him. Not answering calls, not opening group chats, and basically they stopped talking to him.
I say to them, hey, come out for another episode of Locked In. Cookie King and Dylan are coming. Colin Myers is also coming. He's not a part of, you know, Yesquad or like technically in the Yesquad, you know, contracts or whatever the fuck they have going on. And then the whole vexbolts like blow up thing happens. It's cool. And they just go completely dark on me. Stop answering in the group chat. Stop, you know, oh, are you going to come out or no? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, so then he kind of hints at how much money they request, which he's claiming is millions.
I guess some manager got in their head and was telling them that they should get millions of dollars from my company because of the amount of promotion that they give me, which is just insane.
Although he does make a valid point here saying that a manager could be in their head telling them to make a specific move, and you know, managers might be taking advantage of people. If you don't know, the same sort of thing happened with FaZe Clan. Essentially, they brought in this whole like board of directors and they took the brand and completely messed it up. This could possibly be happening with Yesquad because millions upon millions of dollars just for the Locked In series is kind of crazy.
A lot of my content isn't directly about my products, and I'm never asking people to push them in anything. Like, if you guys see videos like I'm like, do 20 TikTok shop videos, it's a joke. It's literally a joke because I would never ask anybody to do a TikTok shop video for me, nothing like that.
And also, he makes a valid point here. It's not really about his product. It's more about the people and the community involved. I've been watching Santa Cruz content just for a little while. You know, I kind of got caught up with the Santa Cruz lore and I could just tell he's a genuine guy. Like, I don't think he really cares about the clout and all that stuff. He was hanging with them before they were famous. So I think he just genuinely wants to have fun and lock in. Now, he does say that he's just fine with like some apology, but he doesn't take disrespect like that. And he's very reasonably upset here.
But Sloth said, oh, well, we're going to go to the Bop House on the 17th. Also, they could come here and have gone to the Bop House. The filming would end the 17th, by the way. But, oh, we're going to go to the Bop House. Nothing. No apology. Crazy.
So he said they decided to go to the BOP house on the 17th instead. And I kind of feel bad for him. He does say that he was just completely left in the dark randomly. And then the day before, they say that, oh, you know, we're not being compensated enough. Now, I do have to stress, he does mention in the video that a lot of the Yesquad members might just be doing what they're being told. And the one calling the shots is really Sloth, so hopefully they can get some sort of resolution together. But yeah, right now, Santa Cruz has just posted a couple videos claiming that Yesquad is extremely fake. Now, my take on Yesquad, I don't even think they're all that bad. Honestly, they've really thrived off making funny videos off this brain rot content stuff. And honestly, I don't think they're that malicious, but doing what they did, there does need to be a level of respect there. You know, they might get the content, they might get the views, but people aren't going to view them the same. I mean, going into the Yesquad comment section, you're seeing everything is all about Santa Cruz. Switched up on Santa Cruz. How did you do this to Santa Cruz? And currently they're ignoring it. But yeah, understandably, if I was Santa Cruz in this situation, I would be livid. And it's the fact that he already had people involved. He already spent so much money and they just left him the day before. So Santa Cruz would then post another follow-up video. In this video, he essentially reiterates what happened in the first episode, but he does talk about how his feelings were hurt, and also the fact that he denounces their collaboration with the BOP house. Now, which I agree with. In terms of the way you want to brand yourself, I wouldn't necessarily brand myself in that way, and I don't support that either.
Like, you know, Dom the Troll, vexbolts, Pow Envy, a lot of these guys just sort of have to do what Sloth, who is like the head guy of the Yesquad, and, you know, communicates the most with their manager, says. Now,
Santa Cruz also gives some crucial context that a lot of the guys, Dom the Troll, Pow Envy, vexbolts, don't actually have control over what they can do at certain times. And they've said that Sloth is the one who actually has all the control. So Sloth is in contact with the manager, and Sloth essentially is the one calling Santa Cruz and telling him that they need compensation. Now, Santa Cruz mentions that they're in a mansion. They're getting all their food paid for. You know, they get to eat and they get multiple days in the mansion. I think that sounds like a pretty good deal. I would go if I were them. But that is tough. Alright, so while I was recording this video, we just got another massive update. So essentially, Sloth dropped another response. Now, to make this long story short, he'd essentially say that Santa Cruz and him had a miscommunication, essentially deferring Santa Cruz to his manager. Now, his manager would ask for millions, and that's why Santa Cruz wouldn't talk to him. Now, he'd also deny the allegation that Santa Cruz made multiple calls to them and constantly tried to contact them, but that doesn't seem as true. Honestly, when I first heard this response, I thought it was alright, it was good. However, when Santa Cruz decided to drop his response to the video, everything pretty much got debunked. Essentially, he was saying he's not talking to the crazy manager that wants millions. And essentially, he'd reiterate the fact that he feels betrayed. Just watch some of these clips.
Fast forward to January 12th, the night he made the videos about us. He called me twice, not 5 times like he claims. I missed the first call.
I called him twice. I called Pow Envy. I called Dom the Troll. Like, I was trying to reach you guys. Yeah, I'm not going to call your manager who wants millions of dollars.
Told them that we just wanted our flights paid for. That's it.
Okay, so you told Cookie King you wanted your flights paid for? You never told me.
But yeah, now it appears that he's progressing with the Locked In challenge. But yeah, the relationship he's going to have with them is going to look completely different. This looks like it could change the Brainverse and the Cookieverse for a while. Alright, that is the full news between Yesquad and Santa Cruz. We did get a resolution, although not really the best of best resolutions. But you know, we'll take it and we'll see how Locked In goes. Join the Discord, subscribe to my YouTube, like and follow for more. And see ya.